Now where do we go from here? Tell me, where do we go from here? Show me, show me. All I need is directions, 'cause I'm feeling the pressure. Where do we go from here?
Oh man, I don't even know how to begin with this. Right, so a few days ago, we were basically sat in a similar situation to this, weren't we? And we were telling you the story about how we'd rescued a cat, and then now we've got some bad news to tell you about that. So we first got an update on the situation yesterday evening. So it's now 6:15 and I dropped the cat off at 12:20, so it's been like 6 hours, and they've only just sent me a message with an update, so I'm just gonna read it out to you guys. As it says, your little baby become a bit stronger after the first IV infusion of dextrose, but now again is very weak and lethargic. We fed her with a syringe with mouse and she got around 5 milliliters. Her temperature is a bit higher now, but we still keep her in warm environment. I want you to be aware that her situation is very serious and there is a risk she might not make it. It might be hemobartonella, which is quite common here. I don't understand what happened, but I'm sure it was pre-existing because it's impossible that she caught it at your place. So she's still there. Okay. So I just want you to be aware of that, like, you know, it might not be good news, that's all. I just want you to be prepared. I know that's really horrible. It's so weird though. So weird.
When we got her,
it just
guys,
suddenly happened.
We brought her home and then she just seems like the most friendliest, lively cat. Really good, like responding to everything, using the cat litter tray, playing with us. And then suddenly she started to act like the complete opposite.
Yeah, because we had her in the living room and she's just like kind of limpish on the sofa.
Yeah.
Then it's the following morning, wasn't it, Sienna?
Yeah.
When she was in here with you, wasn't she?
It was like really weird. I was stroking her. Normally when I like get under her chin, she like closes her eyes and really enjoys it. She did the same thing, and while I was doing that, I noticed that there was yellow stains on the floor, but like really dark yellow stains. And then I noticed that she was doing like a wee on the floor, and I thought that was really strange because the first ever time she went to the toilet, she done it in her litter tray, but then she didn't.
Me and Georgie took her into our room so that we can make sure we checked her all last night, which we did, like, because she wasn't eating or drinking anything. So I was looking up stuff, even at what I got up again at 1 AM, was looking up stuff in the middle of the night, trying to see if there's like an emergency vet. It didn't open till 7 AM, so I then called them at 7, and they're just saying like
She would stop her.
she might not recover from it. When I dropped her off, she did say she's going to give her an IV fluids and vitamins, and she said it could be a case of in 3 hours I contact you and she's all jumping around and back to good health again. But obviously it's now been 6 hours. They haven't said she's back to good health, so it's not looking good basically.
She's caught it, probably her mum could have had it, or the other cats. They're saying how loads of cats carry
I
it.
thought she was so good.
I know.
On that website what I just read, it did say it can literally be, cats can even have it and show no symptoms of it, and then when they get a lowered immune system then they can show symptoms of it.
But she's had loads of love and a nice time with us, hasn't she? She's at the vets and they're looking after her, okay?
She's still okay at the moment.
We're thinking about her, aren't we, the cat? Yeah?
And then after that, we were expecting to then get some more information this morning, because I usually don't look at my phone in the evening, but when I went to go and put it on charge, like, it flashed up the preview of the notification on the screen, and then I actually saw a message last night. So me and Georgie
just before bedtime.
Yeah, so me and Georgie found out this information last night, and then Sienna was in bed, so we didn't know what to do, so we didn't wake her up, and we waited to tell her the news this morning. Hi, Sienna. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah.
We got a message last night. The vet's closes at 9 o'clock, and we got a message about 8:30 to say that she's passed away. I'm really sorry.
Sorry, Sienna.
I'm really sorry, Sienna. They did everything that they could. I've literally been just like, me and Mum cried for so long last night. We've been trying to work out how to tell you. These things are so complicated because it's just like, where it just doesn't seem fair, and it's really hard to know how to explain this because like sometimes, well not sometimes, all the time, part of life is death, and like sometimes it doesn't always make sense. And it doesn't always seem fair. But she had a really nice time when she was with us, okay? And they were really looking after her, but she just couldn't recover from it.
I said to me and Dad last night, I was like, even though it was only short that we got to know her, I feel really lucky that we got to know her for that period of time. Like I said, our paths crossed, didn't they? We did all we could because first of all she was going to die. She's in a dangerous situation, wasn't she? With the bird and with her cut on her arm and with the weather being really bad. But then we took her in and she had a really nice time with us. She really liked us. And I think she's just really grateful that she was somewhere warm and safe, wasn't she?
Oh, come and give you a kiss.
Come and leave us there.
I really didn't want to have to tell you this. I honestly wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it at all. I just thought, like in my mind, I just thought she'll go to the vets, they'll give her an injection of nutrients, because obviously she wasn't able to eat and drink, so I thought, right, they're going to give her like some sugar water, you know, loaded with vitamins and stuff, and then she'd just perk up.
What did you want to call her? Cookie. Cookie? Yeah, sure she'd be Cookie so you don't keep just saying kitten.
Just remember, you do loads of other amazing things for animals. You don't realise it because you don't actually physically see them, but just every time you eat a meal, you're saving animals. Okay, you save loads of animals.
Yeah, she did have a really nice time with us. Even when she was ill, she was all safe and warm. Well, she's all cosy, wasn't she? And she knew that there's some people around, because she could have died on her own on the street in a bush or somewhere, couldn't she? If the bird, obviously the crow was going to get her, but if the crow wasn't going to get her, she might have just died on her own. I think this is the first time something has died, hasn't it?
Yeah. And then we could even look in to see if we can like help out with fostering animals sometimes, where we give them like a temporary home until they are able to find a more permanent home. If the virus or disease was putting her in pain, it means she's not in pain anymore. Okay? Let's go and have some breakfast, yeah?
Yeah, let's eat something.
So now, since that, we've been out for a walk, haven't we? And we've, you know, been and had some food and stuff, haven't we? And like tried to just discuss things and, you know, come to terms with it and all that sort of thing, because it's just so like bizarre how fast it's all happened. We've got a lot of stuff to tell you right now. I'm going to try and make it as short as possible, even with Georgie saying a negative ending. So like we've been discussing so many things with Sienna during our walk. So just a quick, like, regardless of whatever anyone's beliefs are or anything, something I said to Sienna about whether it's regarded as a negative ending is like, if you look up any stories about near-death experiences, literally every person who's been in an accident or anything like that, they all describe a nice situation. They all say like they saw a light, they felt at one, they felt peace, they felt love, they felt unity, that type of thing. So I mean, you know, whether animals experience that same thing, who knows? Nobody's got any idea, but...
She's saying when you die, it's not necessarily a scary thing. When you die, it's peaceful.
It's a negative ending for us because we're thinking of how it affects us, but it's not necessarily a negative ending for the person or the animal or whatever in that situation. So,
and like I did say to you this morning, Sienna, the cat had a really good last few days because we rescued her on Wednesday. Now today is Monday, she died on Sunday. We had a really good time with her. And I'm so glad on, I think it must have been, was it Friday evening? We brought the little kitty into the living room. We laid her on the sofa with us and she's cuddled into us. And we had like a little cozy evening with her, didn't we?
Yeah.
But then on Saturday, that's when she started to like act a little bit different, didn't she?
Yeah, so it's all happened really quickly, but we've actually found out there's so many other cats and dogs in like real places of need in this area, as there are in loads of other parts of the world, because we were trying to find someone obviously to permanently adopt her, and then that's when we've like heard stories about how people take in kittens and then they just suddenly die as well because they've got like underlying
like they've got loads of hidden illnesses you don't know about. I mean, she didn't seem like she was ill, but suddenly the virus or the illness must have took over her, and this just was such a shame. Well, I was asking about if people wanted to adopt her, but so many people who I know who like have cats and dogs, they've already like rescued so many, and that they can't do anymore. Loads of the shelters here, they're like round packed full of dogs and cats. There's like such a bad problem here, like what you're saying in other parts of the world as well. I know even in the UK where we're from, loads of animal shelters, they just have too many cats and dogs that are just, they all need a loving home. And we've always been big believers of this in adopting and not shopping. Is that the right thing? Adopt, don't shop.
Hashtag adopt, don't shop.
Yeah, for animals. So don't buy from a pet shop or a breeder. There's just so many out there. So rather than supporting industries which actually don't have animal welfare, you know, they're all about profit. There's all these shelters and there's all these little cats and dogs and rabbits and guinea pigs, which are absolutely adorable and just want so much love.
They're gonna have like more character and more of a story behind them as well, aren't they?
Like some of you said, oh, I'd love to get a kitten now, seeing that you guys had a kitten, and that's really nice that you'd like to do that. But if you are thinking about getting a pet, like look into going to like an animal shelter and adopting an animal from there, because they really need it, and you'll be really helping out the animals if you do that, and it's such a kind thing to do.
Also, I think another positive like from this situation which we can try and take is like just how there's a lesson in everything, and obviously this is a reminder to just like value and cherish life, be mindful and grateful of what's going on, because this is another one of those things where it's like to do with how, you know, all of us around the world culturally we're all a little bit different, just based upon what we've been taught by our peers, by our family, by our friends, etc. So step back from the situation. Just maybe if you're viewing this and thinking it's just a kitten, swap kitten with something else which you do like assign a value to, because obviously, I mean, personally I find it a little bit sad, but you know, we all think that one animal is more important than another or that type of thing. So I think the important thing is just like every living thing basically just wants the same thing, don't they? They just want to feel safe and secure and to survive, isn't it? It's just like survival. And then obviously once you get into things what are a little bit more advanced like humans, obviously then you add in like that you want to be able to keep yourself and those around you happy and healthy. So I just think it's important like just to use this little example as like to I know we're getting a bit deep, but just to like remind people around you that you love them.
Well, it's like when a baby's born, they say that you can start thinking, especially the mother, you can start thinking about death loads. Like they're both really similar things, and obviously because the kittens died, that's been making me think about like life and death. So I just felt like so lucky that we all have each other.
When something happens, you should really not just try and like mask it or just quickly try and get things to fill it, like, oh, I'm going to quickly watch TV, I'm going to quickly eat loads of snacks, I'm going to quickly do, like, I think it's important to acknowledge feelings, but then obviously just see what you can learn from it, and like obviously time's a healer.
As a family, when we say like look at what's good and be positive and choose like being happy and stuff, we're not saying that bad things don't ever happen. We're saying that there's lessons in everything. But yeah, I just feel a bit weird that we shared the video the other day, like introducing her, and then I was going to share some more things on Instagram and do some polls with all the names that you chose. I was even looking up what she'd look like when she's older, because she's a calico. Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I only read
she's
it.
Like one of those cats, and I was looking up what they'd look like, and I was just really getting excited, and I couldn't wait to see what her life would be like. It's just really sad.
As we said to Sienna though, you know, we're just thinking of ourselves and we're thinking, oh, it's a bad ending, but it could be a good ending for her. She could have been in like immense pain, and like it's always important to try and see things from another perspective as well. We
thought that you guys would like to know what's going on, and like you deserve to know as well. And like with everything that we share with you, like the home bath video, like us moving and traveling, it's all part of our family journey. And we've had like our first, like, well, you have, haven't you, your first experience of loss, haven't you? Don't worry,
it makes me cry thinking about it.
I know. It's good to cry though. It's your body's processing everything.
You know, it's a reminder to be grateful for all that we have and how we're all healthy, aren't we? All of us, even little bro is super healthy, and then obviously we'll see what more we can do to be able to help other animals in the future, can't we?
I mean, we've always, every time we've seen stray animals, we've always been like kind to them, obviously, and like gave them food but most of them have seemed quite independent and like they're with their mother cat and they're like living their own lives. So what we really want to do is donate some money, don't we, to an animal shelters, or see if we can help out in some way, maybe like go and volunteer, do more things like that. We're just getting to know Dubai a little bit more and what things there are here, so we're going to research a little bit more into that, because we've helped out with some other local charities, but we haven't looked into animal ones, have we yet? So we should do that. Would you like to do that, like find out some about the animal shelters?
Yeah.
So I hope you can take some positivity from this video. Go and tell someone that you love them. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye guys.